Piece of strength. What is the purpose on earth? What is it to be achieved on earth? In order to know what the purpose on earth is and what is to be achieved, is to first of all know the achiever. See, there's only one achiever. See, understand the word omnibus, being everywhere, getting everything done, all at the same time throughout the universe. See, there's one achiever. See, the all wise, the almighty. Understand that. It's a light. See, pure light, the brightness of knowing. Understand all wise, knowing everything. See, see, it is a light. Knowing is some registry, it's registry of something. So there's some clarity for there to be registry of something. So he's speaking of a light, all wise, that which know, being fully bright, would know everything. So you're speaking of a whole pure light. See, even just whole light. See. Now the light's brightness is its power. So the full brightness of the light also is the full power of the light. So you got that combo, all wise, almighty. It's a spirit. It's the brightness of knowing. See, you name it God. See, and you would say God is the source of life. The God spirit is the source of what it is. The God spirit is what it breathed in man because the pure light is simply the pure light that it is. Because you got the infinite transparency of one simply being itself. Whole pure life, the whole of life simply being itself, simply functioning as life. See, God's residence, which includes heaven, that entire place is a whole life state because heaven is aligned with and obedient to the whole life spirit because everything there is life's way. The truth is a light. So the dark is false. So in the place where all you see is the truth, not one speck of dark, that is the state of truth. And whole pure life is the full brightness and power of the light that know, meaning the full wisdom and power. God is the source of this light, which is the source of what the God Spirit is. Wisdom. Life is wisdom everywhere. But understand that a light in the dark would have fallen or diminished to a measure of brightness, no longer capable of functioning in a whole light state because it would have fallen into the opposite state, which is the dark opposite life, which is the death state. Now understand the achiever is that light that know, because it takes that which know to know how to achieve. See, life is that light that know. It's the all wise light. It's a spirit. See, without life, you would be without wisdom. On the dark side, wisdom become a myriad of limited intelligences in multiplicity that can't find its way beyond the dark. See, because you are many intelligent things. You are one light, being every living thing. You are one being many. You are away from the place where you are one simply being what you are. You are now life being many because the dark has many stories and only the light of wisdom can tell every story. So the achiever, see, is that which is throughout the dark. The many limited lights as in the night sky, life limited to the reality of every plant, animal, and human. Understand there's a difference in material life versus life. Material life is when the achiever, the light of wisdom, the part of you that know, the part that learn, know, and get things done. The reason why I included the word learn, because when you are not in the place where you are your full brightness, where you are all accomplished, you're in a place where there is still growth. You can still grow brighter because now you are many limited brightnesses. There is work to be done to get to the place where you become one whole brightness. But in the place where you become one whole brightness, that's where the whole of life is functioning as life. You in a place where the light life has become many limited brightnesses. Because in you, the light life is limited to the reality of that little tiny body you woke up in and grew to be. See? So, like the stars in the night sky, all of those intelligence that you gather your information around, all of the humans, and each human life is limited to the reality of whatever that human become with it. So, wisdom in the material reality, the light life, becomes whatever every human, plant, and animal becomes with it. So you're not getting life story. You're getting story of the living created things because now the life spirit lives as created things, things that are created. So when I'm speaking of life, I'm speaking beyond just human life. Human life is when you, the life spirit in that tiny body you woke up in. See, see, you run the show because you are the part that know. See, and when life is limited to the material way, that is wisdom and natural power limited in material darkness. See, what you're not seeing in that place is what exists on high. The light life is one whole brightness. The whole of life simply functioning as life. You're in a place where life is many things, so you are not getting the wisdom of the light because the wisdom of the light is one whole brightness. You have a task. You are in there to perform a task. You have a job to do. See? And until you come to that wisdom that you are life, you won't know how to get back home. That's your task, getting back home. Home for you is not the death state, which is the dark state of life, because you are not from that place. You are from the whole life state because you are of the God spirit, which is the source of what you are. You are wisdom limited to material darkness at the highest level because you are at the human level, beyond the plant and an animal level. See, so you're not going to achieve that when you are first and foremost being false. See the story that I am telling. See, you haven't gotten to that place where you will begin to know that story because the life spirit in me is functioning as life. See, the life spirit in you is functioning as what you see in the mirror. So we're going in two different directions. See, life has to reduce itself to be the way of what totally depend upon it to live. You are wisdom limited to the material way. I am that light of wisdom, which is life, functioning as the light of wisdom, which is life. So I can continue to just increase my wisdom. I can get fully bright. See, because I've transcended the borders of where life is a myriad of limited things, limited to the reality of material creatures and things, per plant, per animal, per human. I'm life something functioning as life. See? So the life spirit is the achiever. How can I, life, achieve my oneness when I remain limited to the way where I am many? See, how can I achieve my oneness when I see myself as many differences, which is the way things are at the material level? Material things are many differences. When your light of wisdom recognizes itself as a material creature, you recognize other material things. You don't see life. You don't know life. You don't know how to be yourself because your self wisdom is limited to the way of the flesh. See, you are the achiever. Knowing how to achieve all that can be achieved in the materiality, but you don't know how to achieve yourself, which is life, because you don't know how to be that. See, you are a dormant light. You're like a seed in the earth. You haven't awakened beyond the earth's surface where the whole light is waiting to embrace you and grow you to your full measure. You haven't made the connection with the whole light. You haven't reached the place where the whole light is shining. You haven't reached the realm of truth where the whole of life is something functioning as life. You in a place where the light of wisdom, which is the achiever, achieving many goals, but they are material goals. Then you fight one another over lifeless things. Life fighting itself over lifeless things because it don't see itself as life. You see yourself as many limited created things. So how you going to reach that goal that the whole light is teaching, one whole brightness? You're like creatures in the night where the lights are many, not knowing how to get to a day where there's one whole brightness. See? So when you are hating on one another, life is not going to succeed and come into one when life is hating life. You're not seeing yourself as life. All you see is that skin color that you're fighting against, the culture that you're fighting against and dropping bombs on because of material things. See, because in that place, in the materiality, material things are the value. In the realm of life, life is the whole pure value of that place. So how are you going to achieve one whole brightness? You are life only knowing how to be a human being. That's not life's truth, because life's truth is what life is being itself. But you had to have those experiences to learn it. See, by you being life transformed to a material creature, transformed to the way of created things, being living created things. See, you have to realize, you have to understand what the detriments of the earth are, because the ways of the earth are many, and life in the form of animals teach all of those ways, and the humans are many assortments of those many ways. Some are more like the kind creatures, more so than the vicious, violent, and venomous creatures, and some vice versa. See? But you won't find that purpose, see, until you become whole. Part of you is not life. See, part of you is not a light. How you become a whole light? The part of you that is not life have to surrender to life's way. That is the flesh. That's the part of you where all the problems come from. See? And all it takes to achieve that is, instead of you limiting life, the light of wisdom, to only what the flesh can be, wake up and start being what life truly is. You're going to upgrade the flesh. See? Because all of those dark ways that come from the flesh, hating one another because of different races and cultures, because of you got certain treasures in your earth. I want them. I'm going to drop bombs on you and take it from you because of things like that. See? That keeps me divided. Me, the light of wisdom, divided into a whole lot of limited different things when my truth is being one whole brightness. That's when I am the all wise light. But when I am many differences, I'm just many limited intelligence all over the place. See? So the things that are happening on the dark side, see, it's not about the whole light, because you don't get to see the whole light until daybreak. See? So you're not really held accountable for the thing that you do. Don't feel it. There are some who are very rotten in their way. Life that is anguish, misery, hatred, animosity, loss of deception, and all of those ways that would diminish the quality and the value of life. That is life, the life spirit that is rotted. So when I'm speaking of life, I'm not speaking of life limited to the material reality where you might go and eat health food, and you're wise enough to learn how to upkeep the physical self, because your life is limited to the material way. I'm speaking of the life spirit itself. When your life spirit wake up, start being life's way, because as long as your life spirit is limited to the way of the flesh, You're not life being life, even though you can be the most decent human being on earth. It's because on earth you would have been wise enough to use life to be the best human being you can be. But even from that place, your life can grow to be the best that life can be. See? And at this point in time, naturally, you're gonna still need money because you're not gonna just throw all your money away and say, now I'm gonna sleep outdoors. See? See? You're gonna still want to put yourself into better places. See? So you're gonna need those material finances to do that. Right now, that's not the most important thing. Still make the money, still get great careers, still educate yourself. See? But learn life's way while you are doing that. Clean all those rotten, dark measures from your life so that when you do that, you would understand your purpose more. You're not going to achieve coming into one whole brightness when you bicker and quarrel and see yourselves as many limited material differences. You're not going to win the battle that you were sent to that place to win. See, because until you come into one, your work is not done and time is running out on you. See, because it's already daybreak. If it wasn't daybreak, you wouldn't be hearing the wisdom of a whole light and how it come into one whole brightness now. See, that is not the education in the place where the light becomes many. Religions allow you to enhance the moral and ethic qualities. See, to bring out the best of human quality while you are limited in the night. So by daybreak, when it's time for the God crop to start breaking through the earth, your light crop start waking up beyond the earth's surface, the limitations of your earth self on the light of wisdom, which is light. When the light of wisdom wake up and it become wiser, when the light of wisdom wake up and start being itself, wouldn't that make more sense to you? When the light of wisdom, which is life, wake up and start being acceptable, then they're gonna stop doing all the things that they've been doing that's harmful to itself. That's when the whole of life start coming together and say, let's stop all the things that we doing that's harmful to life. Let's stop destroying one another because of fake value. If we're gonna make money a value in the place, let's kind of use it to wipe out poverty, to create success. You got $1 trillion, billions of dollars. Money that just sitting there gaining interest could be making opportunities so the whole of life can start having success. Why life have to slave itself 5 and 6 days a week for paper that you kill a tree to make? You're making it look like that lifeless stuff is greater than life. Life is intelligent. That stuff is dumb. It know nothing, can do nothing. Just a tool to manipulate, regulate, and control. Intelligence. See? You're gonna use the money with the mindset of life. When you start doing things life's way, you will say, hey, we need to wipe out poverty. We want life to become more happy. We need more happiness in life. See, when you bring out the best in life, you be enriching in your environment. See, you be enriching in the quality of life on earth. See, be spiritual farmers. Look at all the way where the healthy crop of life is not growing and figure out the ways of how you can enhance the health of life's quality. Shut down poverty. See, spread opportunity. See? You don't have to selfishly have a tree and men around you just picking up crumbs. See? You can create opportunities and still gain more. But you making everything around you successful. Don't try to elevate yourself by belittling others. Because life is not winning that way. What the God Spirit want in that place is for that light that has been sacrificed to you, that light that's in you that's greater than you, which is the light life. What the God Spirit want is for you to realize that whatever you become with it will never be as great as that light itself can be. So you have life, you have wisdom. It's your sacrifice. First and foremost, you have to see what the detriments are when you are the equation of material over life. Look at all the things that you are doing with life. when you, the materiality, has the opportunity to run the show. Now compare that to what you see on high, where the life spirit is simply functioning as life. You don't see none of that. Dropping bombs, hatred, animosity, lots of deception, and all the venomous dark ways. You don't see any of that, not one speck of dark, where the whole of life is functioning as life. See? So you're losing the battle because you're life hating life. You're life dropping bombs on life. For what? Lifeless stuff. Huh. See? Your task is to figure how being so many differences, the light life that you are on earth. How do you get to be the truth of what you see on high? The whole of life function as one. See, the key to that is, what is life doing on high? It's functioning as life. It's being the truth of what it is. You're not the truth of life. You have life. You can be the truth of life when you start functioning as life and shut down all the false ways, which are the ways of the dark. See? See? So as long as you are suppressing, oppressing, and harming life, you're harming your own self. You keeping yourself out of the place where the whole of life is one whole brightness. See, it's about time you wake up and mature because it's not daybreak. It's time for the God crop to start breaking through the earth, it's for the life spirit to break through the earth and straighten things up on earth. Instead of keep reducing itself when it is decomposing because it is dead, but yet it living as a material part of itself. So it has to decompose because it's breaking down from that part that is totally dependent upon to the reality of the total dependent per action. Because all you know is the way of the part of yourself that you see in the mirror. So to be that, you're not being yourself. But you had to know how to cultivate that, how to enrichen it. See, moralistically and ethically. See, so that it can become one with that light. You cultivate all the dark out of it: anguish, misery, hatred, animosity, loss of deception. All those are diseases that's rot life and spreads throughout the material reality. Hatred and racism. They're diseases and cancers that spread, infect, and rot others. And then you become life versus life, bickering and quartering, as I mentioned before, like bees. Like you see bees fighting over a corpse, a piece of meat, lifeless things. See, grit growling, going to war, fighting over lifeless things, fighting over territories, obsessed with ruling, regulating, and controlling territories. Bees, see? You are harming your own self because you're a life that don't know your life, and you steadily are life versus life. But what you see is life versus another race, another culture, skin color. See? You don't recognize yourself as life, but you are life because just the same as you can achieve anything in a materiality, you are that same life spirit that can achieve whole pure life status. When you start doing it life's way, then you begin to understand more of what I am saying. You're not going to assess this message from material side, where your light of wisdom, which is life, is limited to the material way. When your light life wake up and start being itself, these things I'm speaking, you begin to see them automatically on your own as you awaken as baby life and start growing to the full measure of life. Because your awakening as baby life is when you start doing things life's way. That's when you stop doing everything that's adverse to life. Stop hating on each other. Stop making fake values greater than life. Don't make dumb things more than intelligence. You are no greater than they who bow down to those stone and wooden idols. They're dumb things. You are intelligence yielding to dumb things. See, money is not intelligent. So don't put money above intelligence. Use money to help intelligence become more intelligent until it awakens to become the light of wisdom that it is and grow to its full measure of wisdom. This is how the truth works. This is how to be real. Peace and strength.